Okay, Google, how much does poop scooping cost? Well, I am a poop scooper, a professional poop scooper. It's what I do for a living. And I can tell you some of the things we keep in mind when we're pricing out jobs. And part of the pricing will depend on what area of the U.S. you live in. Obviously, some areas are more expensive than others, like if you're living in California. Down here in Texas and a lot of other places, though, it depends on how many dogs you have, how often you want the scooper to come by, and how big your yard is. For us in particular, we charge $16 for one dog for once a week scooping of the backyard, and then for each additional dog, we charge $3 a piece. So, if, for instance, when I quote jobs to my customers, if they have 3 dogs, I would tell them it is $22 per a week for once a week scooping of the backyard. And that ends up being about $88 a month. But since I quote it weekly, each month on average actually has 4.33 weeks. And so it ends up being a little bit more than $88 a month. Some scoopers may charge a little bit less. They might charge $13 for one dog, depending on the area, and then it might go up $2 or $3 or $4 per each additional dog. I've seen other pricing schema where they charge a flat rate, say like $19.99 per a week for up to 3 dogs or up to 4 dogs. Some other considerations that might be important are they hauling the waste for you, or are they just throwing it in your trash can? A lot of the scoopers will include the waste haul in their price, but then you end up paying a higher price because they do have to account for that. Me in particular, my company, we charge $3 extra per visit if you want us to haul the waste with us. Otherwise, we just don't charge any extra. We bag the poop and throw it in the customer's trash can. What you need to consider also with regard to waste hauling, if the poop scooper is hauling the waste, they do end up incurring some real expenses. For instance, they might need a pickup truck if they're doing 20 plus lawns per day, just because those bags add up, especially whenever customers have bigger dogs. One dog might poop 20 pounds in a week, and it adds up as far as the waste. And then you have to look at their disposal costs and how are they getting a dumpster to dispose of everything in. For instance, if they're running this business out of their house and they try to use their regular house trash to dispose of all the poop, and they've got 100 customers, it's too much poop. The regular residential waste haulers aren't going to haul it that way. They might have 500 pounds per week. The residential waste haulers are going to catch on to that. So that means that they need a commercial dumpster. And so they have to have a property to put that commercial dumpster on, and then all of a sudden they have extra overhead in order to have a place for that commercial dumpster. So they need a commercial facility, which means they have extra expenses, and those expenses have to get passed along in some way, shape, or form to their customer. Also, some other things that the business might charge extra for, or if you have a larger lawn. For instance, I have some customers that have about an acre. It takes way more time as opposed to a small, residential lot that might be under 7,000 square feet, which is even less than that in the backyard. And so, in general, a lot of people will be charging $60 per an hour or $1 per minute to scoop. Some businesses charge more, but what they're going to do is give you typically a flat rate per week or per month. They're not going to tell you that that's what they're actually charging. Other poop scooping extra services that can be accounted for in terms of what people charge is a lot of poop scooping companies will offer deodorizer treatment, and so they'll either sanitize your concrete and tile and patio areas or your decks. or they might also have a different spray to spray in your grass to help eliminate the smell. Some sprays even have enzymes that help break down some of the fats and other odor generating compounds. For instance, a compound called odor mute helps do that. Depending on the business you're using, they might charge between $10 and $20 per application. So if you get that application once a week, it might be an extra $40 or $80 per week. But in general, to sum things up, most people are going to charge about $16 per dog for the first dog, and then $3 for each additional dog per a week for poop scooping. You can expect to pay between $80 and $100 a month, depending on how many dogs you have and how big your yard is. If you're looking for a poop scooper in the Houston area, go to dutybug.com. That's my business, and we'd be glad to help you out. Just submit a contact form.